Are you able to see my computer screen now?
Yeah, yes.
So normally in consultant side, okay, basically Revit is the software what we use to create the BIM models. Okay, but BIM is having certain guidelines. You may heard about the LODs, the BIM Execution Plan. So basically the consultant side, if you are in consultant side, you have to follow the LOD 350. Okay, that is the world acceptable standard, LOD 350 for the consultant, and for the contractor it will be LOD 400, LOD 400, and as-built drawing LOD 500. So normally in consultant side we require LOD 350. LOD 350 in the sense the BIM model plus documentations. Clear, right? So anyway, whatever the LOD that is related to the BIM. Basically BIM and Revit is different. BIM is a concept and Revit is the tool which execute that concept. Okay, so the same model, 350 model, 400 model or 500 model, you can do in same software, but there will be a separate descriptions for that. Suppose in BIM 350, what are the things to be, in what level of details required for that, there is a BIM manual for that and we have to follow. So normally the companies will be having that, or from the client side there will be having this requirement. So accordingly you have to make the model, so that the BIM manager or the one who's leading the project, they will guide you about that. But anyway, once we comes to the Revit, Revit is a common suite where you can do architecture, structure, MEP. That's 3 is the main discipline. But now here in Dubai we are doing interior designing also, we are doing the landscaping also over here. So the other levels also we are doing it, but mainly it has architecture, structure and MEP. And in our classes, basically in architecture when you take, there are 23 to 24 lessons, 24 lessons basically, and it will be a project based training. And we start with the lesson 1, the first class onwards we start with project only, and that project is specially created for the training purpose. So you will get, then we will be discussing about all the tools what we are using for the architecture or whatever it is, MEP or structure, and the same time you will be getting that real experience how you work in the project. And let me just show you that how it is. Currently you are working on the AutoCAD software, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. In AutoCAD, when we compare with the AutoCAD and the BIM, AutoCAD basically a 2D plan, 2D software. Let's say you have to create the plan view over there, then later on you have to visualize and you need to create the sections, elevations, 3D view, everything we have to create it. But when it comes to the BIM, once you create the plan view properly, the all the views will be generated automatically. And whenever and wherever you want the sections, elevation, you can simply take it from there. So you can see in this model, I have different plan views, ceiling plan views, everything is separately selected. And you see over here the blue color one, that means like I have placed that view in the on the sheet, that's what. But you can see that. And here, for example, for the architectural presentations, you want to give the different colors. You want to fill the colors or hatches, or normally how you'd create the color plan. So that is also possible. But initially it will be looks like this, and all the tagging, annotations, everything you can give inside. So level by level we create it. And normally, see here in this project currently we have 6 levels. Sixth level is the roof level, then the parapet level also. So according to your project you have to create the levels. Then according to this level the views will be generated over here, the plan views and the ceiling views. Then for each one, definitely we have to draw it. So once you draw over here, the same time, for example, if you draw a wall over here, the same time the plan also created, ceiling views also will be created, and 3D will be created, sections, elevations, all the views will be generated. Then more and more you can add into this one. So this is the way normally we do. And in our classes, as I said, like 24 chapters, first 10 chapters about all the, currently I'm talking about the architecture, all the modeling elements. Then 11 to 15 chapters is about the construction documentations, and then again 16 to 24 chapters about the advanced modeling. This is the way we have scheduled our this one. You could have seen that in your course content, right?
Yeah.
And so everything will be explained, like, and in between any questions you can ask me, like this will be, because all our students are working professionals, so everyone is having their own requirement, so we do accordingly. But we have the syllabus, everything we follow accordingly, and in between any extra questions or anything you can ask, and it will be a mutual discussing sections. Then, and same way you can see here, I have created here, normally 4 elevations will be there by default, east, north, west and south. Apart from that, you can create, this is, I have one kitchen there, this is the one, the kitchen elevations I have taken from inside. So like this you can create it, and you can generate it. So this all we are not creating anything new over here. Whatever the model you have created, you are extracting from there. And see here, now you have the sections, you just click on the section, it will take you into that section. This is that ceiling one. Like this, it has interconnection. So basically BIM, in the sense, it's a building information modeling. You build something based on the informations. So based on the, later you can extract that information too. So for example, in CAD you draw a line and you assume that this is the wall, and you draw a line or 2 lines we draw over there, and we say this is duct, this is pipe. This is the way we define. But here it is not like that. For each and every element as its own elements. For example, wall you have to draw using wall only, and the door you have to place through the door only. So everything is having the separate and specific tool. And this all some elevations, interior elevations we have taken. That's it. Then section views also you can see, and some detailing views you can place. Detailing views, currently I have just done this detailing view only, but detailing views in the sense, yeah, see here, this is also we can do here. So detailing, sometimes we will take the help from the CAD as well. That means Revit is definitely giving you some level of detailing, but sometimes it is a 3D. So sometimes that minute kind of detailing will not be creating on 3D. You can create it. It's not impossible. It is possible only, but normally no one is practicing on 3D because it's take a lot time if you create everything, each and everything on 3D. So in that case we will show that only on the sections or the elevations or in the details. So for that purpose you can create the detailing views here, but sometimes we will create it in the CAD, and we can import and place it here too. You got it right what I'm talking about?
Yeah. But just one doubt, madam. From AutoCAD, we can import the 2D drawings, or we have to draw from here only?
No, you can import the 2D drawings. This is what I'm saying. Yeah. Because suppose you manage a BIM project, everything, this is what I'm saying, that everything they will not be doing, especially the detailing thing. So the same time for the detailing they make in the CAD. Here also you can do, you have the tools to do the 2D over here. In annotations you can see some tools, but still to do the 2D it's always better CAD, right? We have so many tools over there. And more easily you can work on that. So one person or who's the detailer, he will be working on that. Then later on we import and we place it. Yeah, we place it. So that will be part of your model. Then normally how is in Oman, like normally you have to submit in municipality, right? Your plan and everything.
Yeah, we have to submit.
So when you do this one, for example, let's say I have plan here. I have 4 plans, and like see the section is created over there. For example, if I select the sections, you can see something over there, but more detail, something I need to add here, I can manually add over here. You understood, right, what I'm saying? Yeah. We can add. Okay. So that means already you have sections, elevations, you can add more into that by the detail lines.
We can edit and make whatever things.
Actually, we are not editing, we are adding over here, because this is the 3D, this is extracted from the 3D. Okay. But you wanted to add something over here, like you have to select here, you can see the detail lines and all the detail components. Just an example, we'll select over here and you can just draw and place it. So when you draw and place over here, that will be part of this one now, but it is not part of BIM.
Okay.
You understood, right, what I'm saying? Yes. That means when you are taking the sections from here only you will see that. When you go and take another section, you will not be seeing this.
Yes.
Correct. This is what. Yeah. So it's not part of BIM, but it's part of that particular view. This is the way you can do. Or so section elevation, normally we do this way, because 90% you can extract from the 3D model. The remaining things, slight changes you have to make it. But when we do the detailing, let's say certain 3D object, for example the door detailing, you need to do it, or maybe anything, any detailing work you need to do it, then normally we can create in CAD, then we import and place it over here. Clear now? So this is the way we do the detailing. So
now one more thing actually. So from the beginning, all the templates we want to create in AutoCAD, and then after that only we can able to import here. Correct now? All the templates, it's like a door, window, and then MEP items. All the templates we want to make it in AutoCAD first thing.
Okay.
Then after that only we can able to do here in the Revit.
Not exactly. Actually, the thing is, basically when we say, okay, we will be having the initial plan, right? So most of the cases people are creating the initial plan or the design drawings in AutoCAD. That is the reason they are importing over here, but it's not compulsory. You can directly start from the scratch. You understood what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But normally in company work, when you work in a company, there will be, in the design phases, they don't want to consider everything. When you do in BIM, you have to consider everything, right? But then, because it's a 3D, it looks like exactly how it is built. So it has the concern of 3D, so everything has to be perfect over there. But in design stages, they are not looking into that detail level. So simply they will be suppose the architect is creating, or mechanical engineer, whoever it is, structural engineer, they are just simply creating that outlines or the initial drawing. So we have that initial drawing, that is the reason we import that one, then we construct from there. But normally we don't want that. You can start it from how you draw in AutoCAD, the same way you can start from the scratch here. But normally in companies, they are following that process because this is the reason. Clear?
Okay.
So,
why I am asking now that AutoCAD actually it's a user friendly. So whatever the tools we can able to easily get. It's like a light fittings and fan and everything. It's like all the tools we can able to get for this software also, no?
Yeah, you will get. You have the library over here. In AutoCAD, how you are getting it? Like suppose you want to place the air terminals, you want to place the lighting fixtures, you are creating the either you created or you downloaded the blocks and you kept over there. Correct, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Then whenever it's required, you just taking and you are placing it. Correct. The same way in Revit also we have the library, and we can create the library. More libraries we can create it. We learn how to do the family creations. And you can download from somewhere also. So this is the way, the same way how you set the library, the block library for your CAD, you have to create the block library for the Revit as well.
Okay.
But that will be the process of over the time, because currently you are working many years in the CAD, everything is available over there. right?
Yes.
Everything you
Yes.
downloaded, you kept, or you created and you kept. But in BIM, you don't have anything. So initially, the first project, maybe we will struggle a little bit because we have to download or we have to create all these things. You understood?
Yeah,
Right?
understood.
That's it. So once your library is created, the same library you can use for any other projects.
Yeah. Okay.
And it depends. Sometimes, like, suppose you have a particular plumbing fixtures, or wash basins, or whatever it is. So we have already here some default fittings for everything, not only for plumbing, for architectural tools like doors, windows, plumbing fixtures, HVAC unit. For everything we have the 3D. But sometimes they just wanted to see the exact 3D what we are going to use it.
Yeah.
In that cases, you have to create it. Even though you download, maybe it won't meet your requirement. Maybe you need to add something more into that. So definitely the family creation is very important.
Okay.
So that's it. Then as I said, the renderings you can create the renderings also over here for the that is normally doing for the architectural purpose, the rendering 3D views. I mean, currently I have kept this one only for the basic rendering, but when you give high or maximum, you will be getting good rendering images. But still, you cannot compare that one with the 3D Max rendering because it's not a rendering software. Okay. But the people, when they are using for the interiors, the rendering is very important over there. So they will be using the plugin called V-Ray. So we can install the V-Ray along with this one. Then you can do. So the same like the other rendering, I mean 3D Max or something, how you render, the same way you can render it.
But V-Ray, we can use, after learning this Revit, we can use V-Ray also, or we have to learn separately?
You can use, because it's not that much difficult things. Suppose you know at least the V-Ray, like in SketchUp or 3D Max or something, then it is easy.
Okay.
So like this rendering also we have. Then this is the drafting. This is what I said, like either you can directly create it over here, or you can create from the CAD and you can bring over here. Then this is for the typical wall terminations we place. I mean, just coming under the detailing. Then the same way you can just create the walkthroughs also over here, and you can convert the later into the videos. That's also possible. Then we have here the schedules. I mean, we said that BIM, basically we give the informations, or while you are creating, you have to give the information. For example, you place an air terminal, so you have to give the size of the terminal and the height of the terminal. I mean, from the floor level, what height it is going to place. So all this details, informations we need to provide. And same like this, if you place the door, what is the height of the door, what is the width of the door, the remaining all the material informations, hardware informations, everything we can provide it. Then once you provide this one, later you can extract that one. For that, we will be using the schedule. Then so that means suppose see here the door schedule. So this is useful for the quantity takeoff, and later they can do the cost estimations as well. So this is like one door schedule we have created. So all the doors what we have used, height, width, levels, and these informations I did not fill, so that's what it is coming blank. If we give all those informations, everything will be coming over here.
But finishing, if we are giving certain finishes, it will appear on the this Revit software, madam, or no?
You mean wall finishes or floor finishes, something?
Yeah,
like
wall, door, everything, like steel door or wooden door,
okay.
Like that. Yeah.
You give that finishes as a material, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you create that a material, then we have to take here the material. I mean, it depends on, it will appear. You go to the field, there you will be having the material, or you can create your own parameters. Suppose sometimes Revit is not enough, there is no enough parameters, and you wanted to create your parameters, you can create it. then that also you can take into the schedule.
Okay.
Everything is possible. Whatever you do in CAD, everything is possible in Revit, but the workflow is different. That's it.
Understood.
So initially, when we change from one system to another system, definitely we face some, we cannot say that problem, some issues, because we are so much comfortable in other system. So that initial phases, it was here also like that, but now everyone is working on the BIM.
Yeah.
So everything, whatever you do in CAD, everything will be possible in Revit also. But Revit is not going to replace the CAD. That is other one, means CAD is another perspective, right? So that always we required. BIM is different.
Yeah.
Then the same way you can create your sheets. I mean, currently I use the sheet here, which is the sheet by default provided by the Revit, but you can create your own title block. You can create your own title block and you can load this title block. And one more thing, normally when we create the model, you have to use template, same like CAD. For example, let's say you have the software CAD, you are using that same software for the architecture, for MEP, structure, everything. So in architecture you are using the different layers, in structure you are using different layers and colors, MEP you are using different layers and colors. How you set that? You set it by the template, correct? Huh?
Yes.
So the same way in Revit also you can create the template. That means architecture you can create one template, for structure you can create another template, MEP you can create another template. So these templates will be considering to be the core document or core document or the core file of your project, because based on the companies, based on countries, certain particular color code, line thickness, everything will be there. So that's all we have to create it in our template file. So we learned that how to create it. So once you create that one, then later all the project whatever is coming, you can just use the same template. So you don't want to do all this process. You understood, right, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Suppose as per the municipality instructions, certain schedules you have to submit, certain color codes are there, and or as per your company standard, and what we say, like whatever you use. So this all, once we set it, then coming all the project you can just select that. So that means nearly 50% of your work will be done, because you have to focus only on the model, because project by project model will be different, but documentation and other all the things we can just take the help from this template. Clear, right?
Yeah.
So this is the way we
this title block also we can import from model.
No, title block actually you can create it, and we will keep, you can, if you want, you can keep that one as part of your project template.
Okay.
But sometimes there will be difference, because sometimes the client logo, client name, everything we have to put over there, right?
It will differ, we can import
according to the client also. So in that cases, whenever it's required, we have to create it and we have to load. Create it in the sense most of the things are already there, but you have to just change whatever the format you follow, that format you create over there. Then this name and all those things you can change anytime.
Okay.
So almost got the idea, right, how we do it.
Yeah.
And
yes.
in family, in this is what I said, it has 3 parts basically. The first is basic modeling till 10 lessons, then 11 to 15 lessons it's about the construction documentations. There the submission process, everything is coming. Then after this 16 to the 20 to 23 chapters, we will do the advanced modeling. And the same thing when you go for the structure, but So normally how they are creating, the structural model will be created separately, architecture model will be created separately, then they will link, same like you do XREF in AutoCAD, right? So we link architecture, structure, MEP, everything we links together, then that will be considering as a federated model. It's called federated model. So everything will be, so when you take the sections, elevations, 3D views, everything from there, all these three will be seen. So when we create it, we create all these three separately, then later on in one file we club everything and we consider that as a federated model. So from that model you can take you can extract all the views and you can see it.
So for structure also we have to create separate model.
Yes, you have to create it, because basically suppose this building, suppose you are going to create it, this columns, structural slabs and the rebars, everything will be in the structural model. But the rebar again, you can create the rebar over there, there is no issues, but it depends on the lot defined for your project. Yeah. So some projects they are not, because rebar steel you put here, your file will be very heavy, so mostly they just do it only for the representation purpose. You understood, right, what I'm saying? Because basically why they are creating this Revit BIM model, for the coordination purpose. Coordination will be easy, you can reduce the site errors. It's saying that 60 to 80% of site errors can be removed when you create a proper BIM model.
Okay, in that case we have to do architectural separate, structural as well as MEP also.
Everything separate. You have to create everything separate. Then we link all these things, same like XREF you do. Then we call it as a federated model, where you can see all these three things together.
We can find if there is any error in that.
Yeah, that you can do it. Not only architecture, structure and MEP, sometimes this facade designing and all they do in some other software, then later that also they will be linking over here.
But structural, after creating this, as you mentioned, if you are making reinforcement, everything, the file will be heavy. But
yes, suppose you see this building, for all the columns, all the walls, slab, everything I'm going to place the reinforcement, it's possible. If I place there, definitely the file will be very heavy. Correct. And for the coordination purpose, we don't require that reinforcement part. So normally what they do, they'll do for only one column, then set it in the sheets, and they do for one beam, but almost everything will be typical. So wherever the changes is there, that they will do, then place it on the sheet.
Okay, but for the quantity takeoff, no?
When you take the quantity takeoff, yes. If we wanted to take the quantity takeoff of the rebar, everything has to be created. But when it is it depends on the scope defined for your project. So normally in structural, if it is lot 350, means consultant drawing, only the minimum requirement. That means they are just creating one or two reinforcement over there, not for everything. Everything will be there for the as-built drawing and all those things. And quantity you can do it in other way around. Suppose you have 100 columns here, that you can take it, right? You can take the quantity, and you have given the rebar, and all these 100 columns are typical, and you can count the rebar from one column. Then accordingly they do the calculation. That you got it, what I'm saying?
It is typical, okay, but I don't think all are typical.
Yes, not all are typical, but whenever there is a changes, that they have to do separately.
Okay. But what I am asking is, suppose if we create the model and for quantity takeoff purpose, we can make a file as a separate file and to take reinforcement details, everything. And for coordination, we can use without reinforcement, right?
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah. Okay.
But that level, see, basically when it comes to the project, there will be a time constraint, right?
Yes,
so that is the main thing. So basically everything can be possible. We can do it. But why we are not doing it, it's take a lot of time for that, one thing. The other thing is like, your file will be very heavy also. So normally here and all, they have to upload that in the municipality site, and also this uploading process, downloading process, everything will be taking time.
Yeah, okay.
So that is the reason they have given that exceptions for, okay, if it is consultant drawing, they are not expecting that much of reinforcement over there. Just normally they place 1 or 2, or whenever the column changes, beam changes, I mean size or the shapes, that they will do it and place it on the sheet.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah. And remaining things are everything same. The sheet
And the
setting.
structural, how many lessons will be there? No? Architectural, you told me 24, no?
Yes. Structure is also almost same lessons we have. Okay.
Okay.
22 lessons we have in structure, and 22 lessons are there in MEP as well.
Yeah, okay.
Because an architectural rendering like this, few other things are there, so that's what there is more sessions. But here 22, 23 sessions will be there. So anyway, you got the syllabus, just look into that. But that is just given an outline. But when we talk about these things in the class, we have to talk about the perspective of how we are doing the project. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And the same way you can see here the MEP one as well. This is done for one cooling plant. So when it comes to the MEP, actually MEP, let's say when you go to the architecture, when we consider the architecture, there are so many modelings, different shapes, style, different types of modeling is there. But when it comes to the structure, because we know what is the structural element, so we place that structural elements. There is not much of modeling part. And the same way when it comes to the MEP also, like there is not complicated modeling, because deck normally it looks like the same same type. There is modeling is not much rich over there. But mainly the coordination is the problem, because when you normally how we work in the MEP, you have to link your architecture, then according to the architecture or structure, then according to that we are creating it. So normally the MEP is the services, right? So all the duct work, pipe work, cable tray, conduit, and everything will be coming mostly above the ceiling only. So that height, how we manage that height, how we route accordingly, that is the challenging part in MEP. Then apart from that, sheet settings, detailing, and what we say, that's all same. See here, I have just created the sections over there, and you can see that like this, plan views, elevation views, sections views, everything. So normally for architecture, mainly we are using these tools for the modeling purpose. For structural, this one, and you have the steel structure and precast structure also, but steel structure you can create it in Revit, but Revit not the software for the steel structuring purpose, because there is some issues, especially you create the connections and all. For steel structuring, still we are using the Tekla software, but you can do in some extent over there. And the precast you can see, and this is the system one. This is the tools what we are using for HVAC, plumbing, electrical separately, you can see. And the other all the tools, it's common tool, but according to the requirement we will be using it. So got the idea almost how it is?
It's okay, ma'am. But actually, we want to know that is a MEP. That lesson, as you said, no, that the structure is 22 on an MEP. So you are going to teach that classes The MEP is a different things or structural, otherwise it's along together?
No, everything is separate.
Everything is separate only?
Everything is separate. When we discuss about MEP, we'll do only MEP, means HVAC, plumbing, electrical, like that. Structure is only structure. Architecture is separate. Because when you learn the architecture, maybe you know how to place the column, how to place the beam, but that is not the real structural project. So that how we approach that workflow, you have to learn it. MEP, definitely it's completely different from any of this one.
Yeah.
So everything separately we have to learn.
Okay.
So any other questions?
Now, actually, this as a BIM, madam, I saw from your website actually the course details. It is mentioned like architectural MEP structure and NAVISWORK manage.
That is for the managerial level, NAVISWORK, for the coordination purpose.
Yeah, so now if we are joining here, what will be your advice? Because myself, I am doing structural actually.
Okay.
MEP.
And the other person, he is actually mainly in the coordination as well as the quantity.
Coordinations and quantity. Oh, okay. You all are in the different discipline, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So, no, then the class we cannot take it together, because that will be, everything is different. Together we cannot take that. Means the one who's doing architecture, separate class, MEP separate, NAVISWORK, that all separate classes. That is the way only we can take it.
Yeah, no, actually this is what I need, madam. For example, if I want to do like a manager, if I want to do with the structural manager, actually BIM for manager, structural code. So what exactly I have to take? Architectural is not necessary for me to take?
Architecture is not necessary, because that's not related to the structure, right?
Okay.
Architecture is not necessary. But if you are looking for the management levels, you have to do the structural plus the NAVISWORK.
Yeah, okay. NAVISWORK, and what else, like Primavera I have to add?
That is, then the perspective is changed, because BIM is having the different dimensions. That means BIM, currently we are talking about the BIM 3D. But BIM is having BIM 4D, BIM 5D, 6D, etc. like that.
Yeah, that I want to know, madam. Actually.
So that is BIM 4D, in the sense you connect your BIM model with the time.
Okay.
Then that means currently how the project planning is doing, it's by the Primavera, right?
Primavera, exactly. Yes.
So normally why they are, like basic idea of the Primavera we should have to learn this, 4D scheduling. Because for the modelers or engineers, I mean, in the different department, the people who's doing the planning, that's okay, they are doing every day.
Yeah.
But the other people, maybe some terms, terminologies, sometimes it will be difficult for them to do that. That's what we recommend the Primavera. But Primavera is not a BIM software.
Okay, that's a project management.
Project management software. But we have another software called Synchro. We have the Excel Manager. So these software we will be using for the 4D.
Okay.
So when you connect your 3D model, that means you created your BIM model here, then that BIM model you connected with the plan, I mean Primavera or MS Project or whatever.
Okay.
The plan, then we call it as a 4D.
Okay.
And if you connect with cost, then we will call it as a 5D.
Okay. Cost, what software we have to learn now?
Which one?
For cost, what
cost.
software? Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. Cost, two types, two things are there in Revit. One is cost planning. The other one is cost estimation.
Okay.
For the cost planning, the Synchro or the Excel Manager, any of the software, you can use it.
Okay.
Cost planning.
Okay.
But cost estimations, you have to use the software called CostX.
CostX, okay. Because CostX sometimes from contracting level, they are asking whether we are having knowledge or not.
Because CostX is very powerful software, both 2D costing, I mean 2D files, BIM files, 3D files, everything you can do over there. And the other thing is that software is having, immense power to check the quantity. That means normally when you give the documents, no one can come and check, the review process is a little bit difficult, right?
Yeah,
But this is not like that. You can just simply reviews and you can see everything is done properly. So for the when they are looking for the cost controlling, definitely they will implement the cost X.
Oh, okay. So, as a structural person, do I need to learn this 4D, 5D, and the
See,
cost?
this all are depends on your what we can say perspective, where you want to reach.
Hmm.
The 3D. Okay, let's say when you are going to do the BIM coordinator level, definitely you need the NAVISWORK. And when you wanted to do as a BIM manager, then you should have the complete idea about this one, this part.
Okay.
And 4D, 5D. So it's all depends on the requirement. Your project is having that requirement and you have to do it definitely. But anyway, 3D is the first one. First you have to learn that any cost. Then remaining all the things anytime you can update it.
Okay. What about 6D and 7D, ma'am?
6D basically, okay, actually in when we say that Bexel, they are saying that 3D, 4D, 5D and 6D. Okay.
Yeah.
So when they implemented this Bexel, the 6D was facility management. But now BIM standard, it is changed. It's not 60 is not the facility management. 60 is the sustainability.
Okay.
And 7D is the facility manager. So currently you can say the Bexel manager software, but when you see somewhere Bexel manager, they are saying it's 4D, 5D, 6D, but actually now it is not 60, 70.
Okay.
60 is the sustainability.
Okay.
For sustainability, there is not a specific software for that, but people are using different softwares.
Which software, ma'am?
Different softwares they are using, but not like Revit or Synchro, nothing like that. And here and all they are doing this green building concept also. So green building software they are using. So different softwares they are using for that. But 70 you can do in this one, Bexel Manager.
Okay.
That is for the facility management.
Okay.
So basically, for the initial stages, if you want to study everything, well and fine, you can do it. But at least 3D anyway, everyone has to learn the 3D. Then later on, this all are add-on to that anytime you can upgrade it.
Yeah, okay. So if I want to enroll here actually as a structural manager level, ma'am, what you would recommend actually?
A structural manager level, apart from this 4D, 5D and all, right?
Yeah.
Apart from the 4D, 5D, structural manager level in the sense structural 3D, that means our Revit software.
Okay.
Plus BIM implementations, planning like this, we have this, what is BIM? Actually, here what we are learning, that is what is the software, correct? And how you execute your BIM documents on the Revit.
Yeah. Okay.
This the manager work is something different that you have to what we have to say, sometimes we have to make the BEP and we have to define the loads. So how we do, more into the what we say, theoretical portion. Theoretical portions also there, and NAVISWORK definitely.
And NAVISWORK also.
Yeah, NAVISWORK.
Okay. And 5D and 4D and 5D, if I want to add, I can add in that.
Yeah, you can add it. So definitely when you look for a BIM manager or BIM manager level, it's always an added advantage for if you know BIM 4D, 5D, especially it is in the initial stage now. There are not many professionals who knows all these things.
Yeah, they were asking actually. I heard actually one time they asked me about whether I have the knowledge about 6D and 7D.
Yeah.
It's not ever, so I don't know.
So if you add on that, see, always it's better.
Okay.
And when you are in that managerial positions, normally what our work, we have to coordinate with others, we have to check others' work, we have to direct or instruct them. So for that we should have the knowledge. Maybe we are not working on that, but we should have the knowledge about that, right?
Yeah, I understand. So now if we join this course, that software and other things you will install in our...
You'll get the software.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Ma'am, from a quantity takeoff point of view, like which will be the best package which I can use?
Quantity takeoff?
Yeah.
For the quantity takeoff, this is the best software, the Costex.
Okay, like so I can use the same model in Cortex also.
Yeah,
BIM.
Costex, yeah.
Okay.
The model what you are getting, that you can take into the Costex and you can extract the quantity from there.
Quantity there. Okay.
And you
So
can
it
do
will
the
be
cost
like.
estimations also.
Okay. Yeah.
So he needs to learn
You are
how.
using any other software like PlanSift or any other software you are using for this quantity takeoff purpose?
Currently, no, but I am learning PlanShift.
PlanSift you are learning, but
Yeah.
PlanSift is good software, but you can do only 2D over there.
2D, yeah.
Yeah, you cannot do the BIM. So that is
Yes.
the reason the Costex is more important now.
Okay, yeah.
Regarding the MEP, what I can to do actually? Actually, it's mentioned your website is a BIM Revit MEP 2024 like that. That is enough for that MEP design and everything.
Yes, that is just a software. Revit 2024. It's a software name.
No, that one as a MEP actually, I want to learn that package. It's enough for that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Because as you mentioned, it's actually it's a design and a drafting. As my knowledge, actually, Revit is used for the drafting first of all. It's actually a design. How I can do the design?
You in that part you have some some you can do over here, because like you can do the heating cooling load analysis like this. In HVAC certain things you can do over here, but it's not purely a design software, it's mainly a drafting software. It's not a design software. For the designing purpose you have some tools to do that. HVAC design, heating.
Yeah, actually normally I'm design for the HAP software I'm using.
So
and the
that
lighting
is there, but still
lighting
people
is
are
really
using here also in Revit it is possible, but no one is using the Revit designing. They are using the HAP software.
Yeah, okay.
And even the municipality is accepting only the calculation from the HAP.
Yeah.
Because in Revit it is possible, but the problem is, like we don't have much control over there. Automatically it is picking some data, some material information, everything is taking. So sometimes it's very difficult to figure it out what they have taken. So when you do in HAP, everything is your input, so you will be very clear about that, right? So that is the reason. Yeah. Okay then.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So now actually, ma'am, if we want to join like a different things, madam.
Yeah.
You will inform Mr. Naveen about the course fees and other things, duration, everything.
Yeah, the one who.
Yeah, Mr. Naveen, he was discussing with you.
Yeah.
On behalf of us, he was only discussing with you.
Okay. I'll discuss with him.
Yeah, because as you mentioned, for example, I'll be doing structural, but if he is in quantity, he want to do structural or architectural.
Quantity, he just wanted to do the quantity, in the sense he doesn't want to do this BIM modeling.
No. Okay.
He has to do the Costex software.
Okay.
You got it. Everything is different. Because being a quantity, quantity for the quantity takeoff for the cost estimation, they don't want to do the modeling, because that is completely different. They'll get the model, then out of that model how to take the quantity and do the cost estimation. That is their part.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll discuss with him. Anyway, he will let you know. Okay.
Sure.
Okay then. See you. Good night.
Thank you for it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.